Welcome my dear 1000 PS viewers to the big middle-class naked bike comparison. Today we present the Kawasaki Z900 SE in comparison between 4 other naked bikes with sporty demands. Since the Kawasaki Z900 SE is identical in construction to its sister Z900 apart from the finer suspension and better brakes, the question is whether a differently turned fork, Swedish suspension gold in the rear, and a Brembo M4.32 system are enough to put the fear of God into the competition. The basic structure of the Kawasaki Z900 SE is identical to that of the normal Z900 with all its advantages and disadvantages, because this also makes the SE a comparatively old concept of a sporty naked bike, which relies more on good old values rather than on more modern ingredients like the 4 other competitors in this comparison. The fact that the Kawasaki is the only one to rely on an inline 4-cylinder with 125 horsepower can now be considered a unique selling point, and is not necessarily a disadvantage, because even if the KTM 890 Duke R with its strong Road 2 with 121 HP goes more agilely to the work, and the wonderful CP3 engine of the Yamaha MT-09 SP with its 119 HP in all situations still angrier pushes than inspires the engine of the Z900 SE with the sonorous and sovereign appearance, which can offer now times only a row 4. With just under 99 Nm of torque, it has the highest torque in this comparison together with the KTM. The Kawasaki Z900 SE is an absolute price breaker. The fact that the inline 3-cylinder of the Triumph Street Triple RS, with the best value of 130 horsepower in this comparison, turns out even more vehemently at the top makes it clear, however, that the Kawasaki is certainly not the sportiest and doesn't want to be. Instead, it is the absolute price breaker in the quintet, separated from the most expensive Ducati Monster SP by a massive 5,000 euros in Austria and still a respectable 3,000 euros in Germany. Its engine, by the way, is even the weakest with 111 horsepower, but with its V2 layout it brings out the typical Ducati values for which Ducati fans like to dig deeper into their pockets. The equipment of the Z900 SE is manageable. The Kawasaki, on the other hand, does not even offer an optional quickshifter and is the only one without an IMU on board, which means that ABS and traction control do not work depending on lean angle. Also, in terms of front fork, the Kawasaki is the only one that does not have a better version, but rather one that has been reworked from the normal Z900, and the S46 shock absorber in the rear has the sounding name Öhlins, but is not fully adjustable, since it is again not surprising that because of the respective fully adjustable Öhlins suspension elements of the Ducati front and rear more to pay. Is the Kawasaki Z900 SE a bad motorcycle? From badly equipped or at all a bad motorcycle, the Z900 SE is however far away. Apart from the missing quickshifter and the age-conditioned renouncement of the IMU, it is a quite well-equipped naked bike. 4 riding modes, 1 even freely configurable, are available. 2 power modes and a 3-way adjustable traction control are on board, and the color TFT display even offers connectivity. The braking system isn't the best or sharpest in this comparison, but the Brembo M4.32 unit is, as expected, stable and sufficiently bite-tuned, as you'd expect from an affable, sporty naked bike. And the handling is also basically okay, considering that the Z900 SE is by far the heaviest motorcycle in this comparison. Weighing 214.5 kilograms on our 1000 PS scale, it can be moved around various bends with sufficient agility. Our accommodation for the comparison, the Moho zur Alten Post in Schweinberg. For us 1000 PS riders, cool motorcycle routes count more than anything else, but after that comes a well-kept accommodation. As a perfect starting point for our tours through beautiful landscapes on winding roads, we chose this time the Moho, a motorcycle hotel in Mothner zur Alten Post in Schweinberg. Because as a Moho, the Old Post offers not only really nice rooms and delicious food, but also covered parking for the beloved bike and a hotel workshop for repairs. Those who want to have a particularly good time can relax in the hotel's own wellness area after a successful day in the saddle. The hotel manager Rupert August Mothner himself and his friendly team are on hand to answer questions about the accommodation as well as to help with route planning. A real recommendation of the partly strongly spoiled 1000 PS crew. The Continental Conti Sport Attack 4 is a unit tire in the test. Maximum grip, performance and accuracy. Continental itself says about the Conti Sport Attack 4 and is by no means wrong. After all, during our ambitious test rides on the 5 Sporty Nakeds, the CSA4 with its black chili rubber compound did indeed offer decent grip and traction as well as enormous precision when turning in. Particularly fine was and is the short warm-up time. The Conti Sport Attack 4 needs surprisingly little break-in time for a tire that can also be used for track use at occasional track days. The 1000 PS Bridgestone track days are best, of course. Also very important in our test was the wet performance, which is also beyond reproach, and we are not surprised that the CSA4 with its rain grip technology performs so well in various tests. The HJC RPH71 is the perfect helmet in the test of Sporty Nakeds. Those who know and appreciate HJC already know it. Everyone else knows it now. The Koreans build really comfortable helmets at reasonable prices and a huge selection of helmet shells, sizes and designs that really everyone finds the right headdress. In our big test of Sporty Naked bikes, we opted for the HJC RPH71 and were not disappointed. The helmet should be namely neither a decidedly and exclusively comfortable helmet, but also no relevant racing helmet. There ranks the RPH71 perfectly in between and offers with integrated, triple adjustable sun visor and large ventilation inlets and outlets the comfort that you do not want to miss on a naked bike. As usual, a matching pinlock visor is already included in this price range at HJC, which we were also allowed to test immediately. Excellent during our rain rides in this comparison. Together with the efficient chin ventilation, one thus always has a clear view. Usual with HJC is also the removable and washable inner lining. Due to the new, stricter ACE 22.06 standard, almost all helmets on the market have basically become a bit heavier, but the RPH71 still ranks in the good midfield, although it already has the preparations for the communication systems HJC 21B or 50B included. The Kawasaki Z900 SE gets 14 points in the 1000 PS test, 5th place. 5 motorcycles, ergo 5 testers. Each of the 5 editors was allowed to assign 4 points to the evaluation. In the test, 20 points were the best possible. With 14 points, the Kawasaki Z900 SE ranks on the 5th place, that however primarily because its concept is now times the oldest, and it lacks thereby some features, which all other competitors have. 2 of them, the cornering ABS and the lean angle-dependent traction control, are generally not noticeable on dry roads, but the missing quickshifter, which is not even available at extra cost. Also, the highest weight in the quintet with over 20 kilos more than the next in the comparison naturally gets in the way of performance a bit. On the other hand, the Kawasaki scores points with its balance, the wonderful 4-cylinder engine which many people still love, and, of course, the lowest price in this test. Conclusion to the Kawasaki Z900 SE 2023. The Z900 SE is not only a successful addition to the normal Z900, but actually the better and more sensible version. Because the refined fork, the not fully adjustable but definitely more responsive all-in strut, and the biting Brembo M4.32 brake system make the SE refreshingly sportier and are well worth the extra cost. The fact that a quickshifter isn't even available for an extra charge will hurt real sports enthusiasts, though. Those who can live with the relatively high weight of over 214 kilograms will get a sufficiently manageable naked bike in return. Finally, one should not underestimate the fan community of the good old inline 4-cylinder. The Z900 SE is one of the cheapest ways to own such an engine with just under 1 liter of displacement in a sporty naked bike. Thank you for watching our video about the Kawasaki Z900 SE. I hope you enjoyed the video, and leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to always get informed about the newest bikes.